Welcome to week 2 in distance learning. This is task 1. We are going to explain what we are going to learn today. The objective for this task is to describe the impact of pollutants on land and water. You will need for this task your textbook, Unit 4, pages 21 and 22. In this task, we are going to learn two things. The first thing, the impact of agriculture on land. The second thing, the impact of landfills and hazardous waste on land. And also we will know what is pollution, and we will answer two questions here from your book, the three-dimensional thinking question and a cause and effect question about the different impact of human on land that we took in the previous week and this week. So let's go back to the impact of agriculture on land. Agriculture, as you can tell from the pictures, is farming crops and raising cattle for the dairy products production and for meat production and so on. But agriculture, although it is very important to humans, it still has a bad impact or a negative impact on the environment. We have three different impacts of agriculture on the environment. Number one, the pesticide usage. The second one, the soil quality. And the third one, the space available. The pesticide usage is the first one. You all know that pesticide is used to kill the insects and remove the weeds and to make sure that all pests are killed before they damage the crops. But pesticide usage has a negative impact on the environment. What is that negative impact? Okay. The negative impact is when these pesticides go underground, it will pollute the drinking water, and it can also go into the streams and rivers, affecting the organisms that are living there. So again, the pesticide usage has three negative impact on land. Number one, they go underground to pollute the drinking water. Second thing, they pollute the streams and river. And third thing, they can kill the organisms that are living in the streams and rivers. The second thing is the soil quality. In the soil quality, whenever vegetation is removed from an area, such as tilled farmland, soil is exposed. Without plant roots to hold soil in place, nothing prevents the soil to be carried away by running water. So what does it mean? It means that every time you remove the plants from the soil, this will cause the soil to be ran away with water. The high rates of soil erosion can lead to desertification. What is desertification? It is the development of desert-like conditions. It is very similar to deforestation, but it is actually one land is turning into a desert. A region of land that undergoes desertification can no longer be useful for food production. Number three, the space. The space available. Okay. Here is a statistics of the US. It says that about 1/5 of the US land is used for growing crops and about 1/4 is used for grazing livestock. Animals such as cattle eat vegetation and then they are used as food for humans. About 65% of land in Texas is used for grazing cattle. Other regions of the United States, such as the West and Midwest, also set aside land as pasture. Other land is used to grow crops to be fit to cattle. Many farmers raise corn or hay for this purpose. So what do you need to know here? I want you to know here the impact of agriculture. It includes the pesticide usage, it includes the soil quality and space. Let's move to our second impact on land. The second impact is landfills and hazardous waste. Land is also used when consumed products are thrown away. About 60% of our garbage goes into landfills. Some of these wastes are dangerous or hazardous. Now we will look at the table to compare between the landfills and the hazardous waste. First, what is landfill? Landfill is a place where you throw the garbage, or the governments or people throw the garbage, as you can see in the picture. And what is hazardous waste? Hazardous waste is dangerous waste that cannot be thrown in the landfill. Landfills, let's read it together. About 34% of our trash is recycled and composted. About 11% is burned, and the remaining 50% is placed in landfills. Landfills are areas where trash is buried. Since many materials do not decompose in landfills, or they decompose very slowly, landfills fill with garbage and new ones must be built. Locating an acceptable area to build landfill can be difficult. Type of soil, the depth of the groundwater, and the neighborhood concerns must be considered. The second thing, the hazardous waste. Hazardous waste, some trash cannot be placed in landfills because they contain harmful substances or they are dangerous. These hazardous waste will affect soil, will affect air, and will affect water. Example for these hazardous waste. Example, we have two examples. We have the medical industry waste and we have the household waste. The first thing, the medical industry waste. It includes needles from the hospitals and bandages. The household waste, it includes motor oil and batteries.